Welcome back, one and all. So, as promised, it's the 13th of November. So, I've slightly overshot on my Orctober project because I've been having to paint my Combat Patrol miniatures as well. But as you can see, Warhammer the Old World Orc and Goblins Tribe Battalion have now finished. So, as promised, I'm going to give you a quick look at the miniatures that I've done, how I painted them and based them up, ready to do battle. Now, as I already mentioned in the previous video for October, I've based mine up with the Orcs on 25s and the Goblins on 20mm bases because I still play 6th edition Fantasy Battle rather than the Old World. But these are the same miniatures from 6th edition, which is why I was actually very pleased to see the Old World come back, because I still believe that these miniatures, I know it's probably a nostalgia thing for me, but these are cracking miniatures and always were some of my favourites, not just for the Orc and Goblins, but for all the races in 6th edition. I've still got all my old 6th edition armies. I wasn't one of those that went mad when they binned Fantasy Battle after 8. I've kept all my miniatures. So, we'll start off, guys, with my Orcs. As you can see here, I've split them up into 2 units. A unit of 15 with hand weapons and spears. Hand weapons and shields. And a unit of 16 with spears and shields. And the reason why I've done this is I've still got some of my older Orcs. I've got 10, I think. Again, 5 of them with hand weapons and shields, and 5 with spears and shields. So I can make 2 units of 20 each. 20 with hand weapons, 20 with spears. So there's the Orcs. Goblins. These are the ones, again, 20 with spears and shields, with full command, champion, musician, standard bearer. And 20 with bows, again, with full command of champion, musician, and standard bearer. So they're the Goblins. And me 2 boar chariots. Now these, I forgot how long these took to put together and paint because they're quite fiddly and intricate. But again, I'm really pleased with the way these have turned out. This one I've glued the crewmen in place. But my other one, which I've painted red, which I shall show you, I've left the crewmen loose. Because in the 6th edition Orc and Goblin Army book, you can put your lords or your heroes in a chariot and he replaces one of the crew, which is why I've not glued him in place. So that's going to be, and if you notice, this one's got a little banner on, whereas the other one didn't. So this is probably going to be my command chariot. And again, also the reason why I painted it red instead of brown. Because as all good Orcs know, red ones go faster. I know that's from 40k Orcs, but I'm using the same logic that Fantasy Orcs would use anyway. So yeah, that's why I've not glued this fella in place. I've just left him loose so he can be my Lord or Hero's chariot as and if I choose. painting wise, everything orcs, goblins and chariots was sprayed with Army Painter Skeleton Bone primer, and then all the relevant colours were put on using Citadel Contrast. They were then given a wash of marine juice, which is a mix of strong tone from the Army Painter, Luln Oil and Lamian Medium from Games Workshop, and it gives a really nice wash to darken and shade the areas. And then once the wash was dry, went over again with a light dry brush of each appropriate colour, just to pick out a few more details. Basing, all basing was done the same again, to sort of give a unified look to your force. Painted on with PVA glue, and then Luke's Geek Gaming base ready material, and I believe this is, which one did I use now? Scribblands. The Scribblands base ready material from Geek Gaming. Again, if you've seen my video on basing materials, it's my go-to is Geek Gaming stuff for the cracking basing materials already made. You don't have to mess about making your own. You just paint your glue on, dip your bases in, shake it off, wait for it to dry, and it's done. Quick and easy way to get your bases done. Geek Gaming. Have a look online. Choose which ones you want. I've recently bought a couple of sets of patchy planes and some flower tufts, because I'm planning on doing some samurai armies in the near future. But again, I'll do a video on those once they're ready. But Orctober's finished, and I'm quite pleased. I actually got all 73 models that come in the Orc and Goblin set painted and finished. Not all in October. I mean, it took me a week into November as well. But sometimes projects overrun, particularly with me, because I've got about 10 billion projects on the go all at once. Next project, probably that's going to lead me up till Christmas, so the next 3 weeks in November and a couple of weeks in December, because I'm going to take a couple of weeks off, obviously, for Christmas and the New Year. But my next project is to add to my Viking army for Warhammer Historicals. And what I'm going to do is the Victrix Dark Age Archers and Slingers, because I've already got quite a lot of the Viking warriors already done. Again, I'll show you those once I've got them all finished and ready. Again, on the back of the packet, you get how to build them. Now, these aren't actually Viking ones, these are the Dark Age ones, but it does say can be used as Vikings, Saxons or Normans. It's the generic Dark Age Archers and Slingers set. 36 models in the bag, so more than enough. 2 units of 18, maybe a unit of 18 archers and a unit of 18 slingers. Well, that's the project for the rest of November and a couple of weeks in December. But there you go, guys. So there we go. That's me Orc and Goblins finished for October this year. Thanks very much, guys, for listening. And as always, we'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.